Welcome in once again, everybody, to This Is a Shoot. Today we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite. Winner is coming. Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson, excuse me. Still getting used to that. As always, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below how you felt about the match. Today, I'm going to be bringing up some of the positives about that match and a couple negatives that I found that was kind of, not really bad, but it was kind of, man, one of them fires me up. Last night, AEW does what AEW does best. They're going to open up the show hot with a bang. They're going to get the crowd into it early. What better way than to have the AEW Championship match between Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page. This match has been building for about a month now. It was something that fans all around have been looking forward to, myself included. The way they've been building this up with Bryan Danielson is trying to turn heel to get this match and get the fire and get some heat on Hangman Adam Page. Now, this match was back and forth. There was great psychology where you could definitely tell that Bryan Danielson was playing mind games with Hangman all match long. He would push Hangman pushing back, and then once Hangman too close, he would lean out the ropes, get the referee involved. And just the psychology that was involved in the match itself showed the veteran skills of what Bryan Danielson can do. And it really helped put Adam Page over even more, I felt. Yes, there was blood in the match. Hangman Adam Page busting himself open on the turnbuckle. Bryan Danielson lost his leg because he kicked the pole when he was trying to go after Hangman Adam Page. And it was just all around, it was just a great match, and it was a great way to get the fans involved in the match early, get us fired up, make us pay attention early, because it's just like a good book. If anyone who reads a book, you have to be able to get the reader invested in that book within the first 2 pages or first 2 paragraphs. If you can do that, you're going to keep their attention throughout the whole show. But if you lose everyone's attention at the beginning of a match or at the beginning of a show, then guess what? People's not going to be as tuned into the show as they would be, right? And the thing is, with starting out hot like this, one, it gets everybody's attention. And you get someone who's a casual fan who maybe doesn't watch wrestling all the time, or they don't know that much about AEW. When you see Bryan Danielson first and he's automatically going for a championship and it's a championship match on the line, you're going to get them to pay attention because they want to see what the heck's going on. What's Bryan Danielson doing on AEW? Is he really going to win the championship? It's things like that. Them are the smart moves in which you do to get fans invested in what your product is and what your product is all about. AEW does a great job at starting off hot and ending usually pretty good. But in this match, here comes the negatives, by the way. Newsflash. I don't got 2 negatives. I only got 2 negatives. There's a bunch of positives. But the 2 negatives I'm going to pull out in this is, why in the world would you use a tombstone pile driver, something the Undertaker has made very well known, him and Kane, that not very many people kick out of. Now, you can use the excuse, well, it's Hangman Adam Page doing the tombstone and not the Undertaker, so that's why Bryan Danielson was able to kick out. Doesn't matter to me. There's some moves that you should keep off limits, especially if you're not going to use them as a finish to a match. Tombstone being one of them. A stunner, especially if you do it like Stone Cold Steve Austin used to do it, you don't use that move. And we see so many people use them now, and they're just making these moves where they're not going to matter. So now we just seen the tombstone get used, and it's not even going to matter in the future when someone else uses it, because guess what? Someone already kicked out of it. And it was right in the middle of a match. It wasn't like it was towards the end, and he got the foot on the rope or something like that. Bryan Danielson kicks out of the tombstone. There's just some things, to me, in this wrestling industry that you leave sacred, and a tombstone pile driver, by God, is one of them. To me, you're spitting in the face of The Undertaker. You're spitting in the face of Kane. The 2 top wrestlers that made that move what it is. They're not protecting it at all. They're just doing it. They're just doing it for the move. They're doing it for the pop. They're doing it for the fans to go, holy crap, there was a tombstone. Yeah, holy crap, there was a tombstone that got completely buried because Bryan Danielson kicked out of the thing cleanly. No one interfered. It wasn't like he got his foot on the rope barely where he didn't have enough industry. There's things that you could have done to avoid that whole complete scenario. Ticks me off. Ticks me off. The other negative in the match was, and you can be positive or negative. This could go either way. For me, it was a negative. Now we've had another match where, to me, I felt like Bryan Danielson needed to lose this match. All right, you bring CM Punk in, hasn't lost a match. You bring Bryan Danielson, hasn't lost a match. You cannot have these guys just completely keep winning these matches all the time. So AEW's solution was to have a draw. When Bryan Danielson wrestled Kenny Omega, what was it? It was a draw. It went on for an hour. This went on for an hour-long match. Like I said, there's so many positives in it. It almost feels like you're robbing the fans of not declaring a winner. To me, ending in a draw doesn't help Hangman Adam Page. You ended in a draw. You're telling me that Hangman could not finish the job against Bryan Danielson. See, I'm still doing it. It does not help anybody in that match at all when you end in a draw like that. You already had one draw with Danielson, and that was Omega. And that was a good way and to me that was smart because now you have the rebuttal match. But now you're going to have a rebuttal match with Bryan Danielson again with Hangman Page now. Even if you make it a triple threat match, it doesn't make it. This doesn't pay the bills, or I don't know what better way to put it. I get it. I get the mindset. You don't want your mindset is nobody lost, and instead of doing the WWE thing where it ends in a disqualification, it just ends in a draw. But it's still substituting. You might as well say it's the same thing. Fans wasn't happy about it in the arena. That's for sure. They was booing. Social media wasn't too happy about it. I'm not too happy about it. But it is what it is. Listen, if that's the only two gripes that you have out of a match and out of a show, I'll take that any day of the week. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.